Good morning, Flosstube. I'm Misty Purcell. Welcome to my channel. Today is Saturday, January 5th, 2019. Happy New Year. Thanks for visiting me today, and if you're new here, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. Hope you had a great time over the holidays. I've got a lot to talk about today. Grab yourself a cup of something tasty and let's hang out. Okay, so what have I been up to? A lot of stuff. I have been visiting family. If you've been watching for a little while, you'll know that I was going to visit with my mom over Thanksgiving, but we were not able to do that. So I was really looking forward to seeing her at Christmas, and we had a really nice visit. So yeah, it was really stressful, like getting my life together enough that I could leave to go see her. But once I left, then I could really enjoy our time together. And we, had like well, actually when I got there, I got sick with a cold. So there was like a day where we just didn't do anything and I just stitched the whole day because I didn't feel that good, which was good because I don't get very many just stitching days or just relaxing days. And then also Christmas Day was a just chill out day. I wanted to have a new family tradition because last year on Christmas Eve, we went to an antique shop that's a couple miles away from my mom's house called Burgess Seed Company. It used to be a seed company and now it's an antique shop down in Galesburg in Michigan. Sorry, I'm just remembering that you may not know all this stuff, so it's like coming in. So we did that last year on Christmas Eve, and I thought it would be fun to make that a family tradition. So I suggested that we go every year on Christmas Eve. So we did, and it was really fun. And I found some Prairie Schooler Santas while I was there, which was super cool. So I'll show that in my acquisition section of my video. So yeah, the holidays were good. New Year's was nice. I ate a lot of food, maybe a little too much food. I tried Jerry Yankee Creek Stitcher's recipe that she shared for cranberry cake. And oh my God. My grandma's like, you should make this every time you come home. And I also made apple pie. So I don't get to eat those treats too often, but for the holidays I do. And so when we were dividing up the food before I came back to Pennsylvania, my mom's like, the cranberry cake stays here. So I can really recommend that recipe. Thank you, Jerry, for sharing that. And I'll try to remember to link that below the video in the comments because it was really good. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of stitching, more than I usually get to do just because I haven't had classes. I've been working on my classes for next semester, and I'm almost to the halfway point of next semester as to how much material I have prepared. But classes start Monday, so ready or not, here we go. Okay, I have a lot to talk about. I'm probably gonna forget stuff, and if I forget something, I'm sorry. It's just kind of how it is. It's like if I do a video every 2 weeks, I feel like I don't have enough to say, and if I do a video every 3 weeks, I have too much to say. Okay, so let's start with I have 2 giveaways because one, my Flosstube anniversary is January 7th. Can you believe I've been doing this for a year? And 2, I just reached 2,000 subscribers recently, so I want to do 2 giveaways. So, the first giveaway is kind of winter themed. Let me grab the things. So I picked this up. I got this actually for Christmas and I liked it so well I had to get one for you. So it's winter themed because it is winter here in North America, central Pennsylvania. So I will send you, and I'm not distinguishing which giveaway is which between the Flosstube anniversary and the 2,000 subscribers. It doesn't matter. But the winner of this giveaway will be receiving this chart because it's awesome. This is by With Thy Needle and Thread, and it's called Jolly Happy Soul. And then I'll also be sending these awesome Just Another Button Company pins that say warm, and then there's an adorable little mitten on there. Oh, these are so cute. And then you can the person who wins this giveaway can select any fabric that I have dyed, like any colorway that I have dyed. So you can go to my Etsy shop and look in, if you're not really familiar with it, my Etsy shop is Luminous Fiber Art. So you can go there and you can look in the sold section, and you can see all the colors that I've dyed. And then that winner can pick any color I've dyed on any of the bases, except I don't have Monaco. I just can't get it. So you could choose from linen, Aida, and Lugana, and you can specify the count among the counts that I do. So for linen, it's 40, 36, 32, 28. Aida is 18, 16, 14, and Lugana is 28 or 32. So the winner can pick their color and their count, and I will dye up a fat eighth for you in your color choice to go with this. So that will be giveaway number 1. So to enter the winter themed giveaway, tell me how you keep cozy, something you do to keep cozy when it's cold out. So make sure to mention the word cozy, because that's what I'll search for when I'm looking for the winner. Something you do to keep cozy when it's cold. I welcome your ideas, because it's not that bad here. It's not very wintry here yet, but it will be. It's January. Okay, so that's giveaway number 1. Okay. Giveaway number 2 is you have to take a leap of faith. So I have another design coming out at the end of the month, and it is a Valentine's Day themed design. And so the winner of the other giveaway will receive the new design, a print version of the pattern, the fabric that you'll need to stitch it, like the fabric that I used. And again, you can pick your base. So I'll send you the color that it's stitched on, which is going to be soft porcelain, but you can choose between the linen, the Lugana, and the Aida, and I will send you a fat eighth of that. And I will send you the floss that you need to stitch it, the overdyed floss. There's a couple DMCs that you'll need, and I'll let you provide those. Here's the bag. I haven't kitted it up yet, but this is, you'll get one of each of 7 colors. These are all weeks. So you'll get one of each of these colors to stitch the design. And then, like I said, I think there's 2 DMC. But you have to, 1, presumably like my designs, and 2, want to stitch Valentine's Day, or this giveaway probably won't be of interest to you. So if you would like to enter that giveaway, so it would be the pattern, the floss, and the fabric, please answer what you do, if anything, for Valentine's Day. So mention Valentine's Day, and do you celebrate it or not? What do you do? Is it just kind of an uninteresting day for you? I used to like to, I still actually do this. There's a Pandora radio station called Love Stinks Radio. And it's not all like negative about love, but it's kind of amusing to listen to. So I sometimes listen to that around Valentine's Day. Okay, so those are the 2 giveaways. Please be a subscriber. Please like the video. Please don't mention giveaway. Please be 18 or older. These 2 giveaways are open to people anywhere in the world. So you do not have to live in the United States to be eligible. Hopefully I covered everything that I needed to mention. The giveaway will be open for 2 weeks. And I would know that if I looked at the calendar what 2 weeks from now would be, but I'll let you figure that out. 2 weeks from today, and today is Saturday. Yeah. So then I will contact the winners, and it'll be before I do my next video, because I think I'm going to wait 3 weeks again so that I can release my next design and do a video. Okay, I think that's everything. So that's the giveaway. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the nice comments you leave. It has been an awesome year. Yeah, thank you so much. So it's so exciting to reach 2,000 subscribers. I remember when I was making my first video and I was just like, will anyone watch this? So yeah, it's been really cool. It's been quite a journey. So thanks for making the journey with me. Okay, so we'll talk about my projects. My new start was button up. and we started that Christmas Day for the button-up Sal, which I'm doing with Helen D. And she's East Coast Crafter on Instagram, and she has a Flosstube channel. If you have not watched Helen, you need to watch Helen. And Amy of Amy Loves Toads. She's also on Instagram and Flosstube. Please watch her as well. So we all started this. We kind of hosted this button-up Prairie Schooler Sal. And just trying to find my pattern. Here it is. So this was just reprinted by Hoffman the end of October, and there was much rejoicing because it's awesome. As you can see, it's quite a lot of stitching. When I looked at it, I'm like, okay, well, this is not going to be a fast project. So I started this Christmas Day, and because we didn't really like go anywhere, I mean, we had family come over and stuff. I saw people, but I could just kind of do what I wanted and eat pie for breakfast because it was Christmas. So that is what I did. And my progress, let's see here. I'm stitching mine. I've not changed any of the colors. Let's see here. There, that's better. I've not changed any of the colors, so I'm just using what was called for. And I'm stitching this on 32 count Snow Day, which is a fabric that I've dyed, and it's available in my Etsy shop if you would like to purchase them. It's a really enjoyable stitch. It's so adorable. I think my favorite motif is going to be the one in the middle, the kid doing the snow angel. I decided to do basically like a running stitch rather than just complete lines in between the blocks. And I thought it might just look a little bit better, but I don't know. I mean, what I was kind of concerned about on the pattern, not that it's a big deal, but you know, it gets a little bit wavy, and I thought perhaps if I did the like running stitch style, although I am back stitching it actually, that might like make it look a little bit cleaner, and that hopefully it wouldn't be so wavy. I have a piece that I might finish this on. I don't know. One thing I've discovered is that, so I'm using, like I said, the called for colors, and the white is Blanc white, and I was stitching it along, and then I had accidentally grabbed the bag of floss for Happy Christmas, which is using the same shade of white. And everything was fine, and then as I turned off my little Mighty Bright light that's on top of my fabric so I can see really well, I noticed that the shades of white are different. Up here it's a little bit yellower, or no, sorry, on this one. This one was all, it is kind of a yellower white. Up here it's yellower, and then whiter down here. And so I posted about it on Instagram, and everyone's like, well, I couldn't see until you mentioned it. So I don't know, it actually looks fine in this lighting. I do prefer a bit more white, so I'm kind of in a holding pattern right now of trying to decide, do I want to alternate some brighter white with some yellower white? Do I want to, I would not take this block out. I'm not undoing it, but do I want to take out the little bit of yellowier snow here? Do I just want to leave it? So I kind of need to know which white I'm using before I do any more blocks. I'm gonna just kind of mull that for a bit. But this is quite a lot of stitching, and I had a lot of time to stitch, so that's why there's actually something done here. So I expect to slow down as the semester progresses. And of course, like, what the heck? Okay, there's a little bit of space over here, and a lot, like, I just can't. And here I had to sew extra on because I didn't leave myself enough. And like, how many times am I gonna have to learn this lesson? So I decided that my new rule is 2 inches on the side and 3 inches on the top, so that there's plenty of room in the scroll rod, and that I mark where I'm starting so that when I get it on the scroll rod, I'm not confused, because that happens too. So that's my new rule about things I should do to make my life easier. I had a little trouble getting this on straight too. Another problem. Whatever. It's working. We're coming along here. So I'm enjoying that. It's awesome. And so that was my new start. So let's talk about whips. I thought about trying to touch all my whips, but I didn't. So I started this a bit ago and I've not made a lot of progress, but I did make a bit of progress on Season's Greetings. I have almost season written up. I'm stitching this on Sweet Pink, which is my own hand-dyed fabric, 32 count, and I've changed out most of the colors. I'm using the called for cream, which was eggshell, and then I just changed, the red is Cupid, and I don't remember what the green is off the top of my head. I'm looking forward to stitching that cardinal, and I'm trying to save it towards the end just because it's going to be my favorite part. I was planning to stitch this for me, but then I started thinking about how I was finishing up gifts at the last minute in 2018. I really don't want to do that again. So this might end up being a gift for someone, and I might have to stitch this for myself later. I would love to have most of the gifts done by the end of summer. And this has been like a thing that I've been trying to do for a while, and I don't really stick to it, but I need to go back to it. And that is that I don't have a lot of free time except in the summer. I mean, I have time. It's not like I have no time, but I'm busy. So I really need to limit my handmade gifting to certain situations. And what I want to do is just make handmade gifts for Christmas. And then for other occasions, give purchased gifts. Or I can do an occasional swap, 1 or 2 swaps in a year, and that's it. You know, like I need to not try to make handmade things all the time for people, just because it takes a while just to make people Christmas gifts, and I really love giving handmade gifts for Christmas. So I think that's my plan that I'm going to try to stick to. Do you try to make rules for yourself to like not overwhelm yourself? What do you do? Do you have any rules about whether you give people things or when you give people things? Let me know. Okay, that was one whip. Okay, the other whip is awesome. These piles are in tenuous positions. Okay, this is Happy Christmas by Prairie Schooler. This is a stitch along that Helen and I started together on November 1st. This chart is out of print currently, but Hoffman has plans to reprint it, so don't freak out. It will come back into print eventually. It is probably the most enjoyable thing I stitched in 2018. I don't know if you have this experience, but, and I've had this with like knitting and quilting too. Sometimes you just come across a project that is somehow really fun and more fun than like any other project you've done. And it's not always clear why. I've knit a couple of shawls that I almost like grieved when they were done because they were so fun that I was like, is anything ever going to be this fun again? So this is one of those projects, like, I don't know why it's so fun to stitch. It's very like satisfying, and I don't know, it just, each little house is so cute and fun. I don't know, it's really fun. So I'm gonna be sad when it's over. I want it to be done soon so I can start January by Prairie Schooler, but at the same time I don't want it to be done because I'm really liking it. So I finished row 2 and now I'm on row 3. I'm stitching this on my Midnight Linen. It's 32 count. And I changed the red, the brown, the smoke coming out of the chimneys, and the squirrels. So I stuck with the white and the green. And I just love this. So my part that I'm most excited to stitch is the church that's in the middle on the bottom row. And I'm saving that for last. So I'm going to finish stitching this side. I'm going to go stitch the other side. And then lastly, I'll do the church. So I'm hoping for a mid-January finish, although really I kind of never want to finish it because I like it so much. But yeah, I'm going to shoot for a mid-January finish because I want to start January by Prairie Schooler. But really, this is like the most fun Prairie Schooler and one of the most fun designs I've ever stitched for me personally. You know, like I said, I don't know exactly why it's so fun, but I'm just really enjoying it. And so I'm so glad we stitched this. So thank you, Helen, for keeping me on track when I was like, let's just start button up now. And I'm glad we waited and did this instead and then started button up. It's been a lot of fun. Okay. So I think now I'm going to talk about an FO. Okay, I take that back. We're going to talk about more whips. Like, I'm going to do a little whip parade, and there aren't that many. And then I'll talk about my FO. I've been enjoying the whip parades I've been seeing on Flosstube. Like, Julie, Kansas City Girl, like Colorado World. That was amazing. It was a two-parter. If I were to do all the whips of all the hobbies I have, it could be long. But for cross stitch, I don't have that many, thankfully, and I'm trying to keep it that way, just because I have, like I said, a lot of whips from other projects. So 3 other whips that have not seen the light of day really in a while are Sally Spencer. I joined this stitch along late because I was trying to not get sucked in, and then it was just futile. So this is as far as I've gotten on Sally, which means that I finished that crazy alphabet, and I was not loving the alphabet. I don't know why. I'm not a huge alphabet stitcher, even though I really like the look of them. And this is a pretty alphabet, but I don't know. Maybe it was just something about like the shapes of the letters. I'm not sure what my problem was, but I changed some of the colors on this. So I was stitching this along for the Mustang Sally stitch along, and it's off the scroll rods, which means it's going to be in timeout for a while. Not because of anything wrong with it, just I needed the scroll rods. So I probably won't get back to this one until summer, as my guess. So that's one whip of my small whip parade. There were only 3 other whips, so that was one. 'Tis the Season. Oh, the fabric I used for that is 40 Count Espresso by R&R. And it's beautiful. Really like this fabric. Really nice. Okay. Back to 'Tis the Season. And this is lovely. So this was one of my like unicorns that I'd wanted for years, never got. The book went out of print. Then they reprinted this design, thank goodness, in another book, the Home for the Holidays book. So then Helen and Lynette and I were talking about doing a stitch along of this when I was sharing this in a video quite a while ago. And this started the Labor Day weekend. And Helen and Lynette, of course, finished theirs, and here's where I am. It's beautiful. Actually, I forgot how beautiful it is. So I want to get back to this one, but I think it's also going to be a summer project. This is on 40 count. It's a fabric I dyed myself that I didn't write anything down about, so I don't know that I could recreate it exactly. A little bit of a weird thing about me is that sometimes when I see something a lot, like a lot of people stitch this a lot, I kind of lose steam. And I was trying to think about why that is. Like, why am I not as motivated to work on it? And I think what it is, because it's beautiful, like I have no complaints. I'm really glad everyone was stitching it. But I think what happens is I see so many people stitch it that it's almost like I stitched it. You know, like I've seen it in so many stages of progress from so many people. It's almost like I already stitched it and like I'm stitching it again. So, you know, I'm not seeing it as much. A lot of people finished because they're like, you know, they get things done. And so maybe with a little bit more time passing, I'll feel like ready to look at it again, and it won't feel quite like I've already stitched it. I think that's what's going on in my brain. I'm not really sure if I had to diagnose it what it is, but I think that's what it is. Okay, one more. This was my birthday start in 2018. April 30th was my birthday. This is a ginormous American flag quilt sampler by Rosewood Manor. This is stitched on 40 count Newcastle soft ivory, I think. It's a beauty. I was watching Linda Jo's tour of the Silver Needle, and they had theirs all stitched up, and I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, gotta get back to this one. And I've been really hankering to get back to this. So I'm hoping that I can squeeze it in somehow, because I miss working on it a lot, and I've really been in the mood to stitch it lately. Ta-da! That's my whip braid. It's short but sweet. Okay, so now we're gonna go to an FO. The FO is my latest design, and it is called Snow Many Friends. So I'm going to mix a little bit of kind of shop talk, and then I'm going to go back to talking about my stuff, and then I'll talk a little bit more about my shop at the end. So this is Snow Many Friends. And this design started with a sketch of the snowman and the squirrel. And then I was trying to figure out where to go from there. Like, what else did I want? And the cat came along pretty quickly. I don't know. Scarf waving in the wind just screams like cat to me. Cat batting at the scarf. So you can see the kitty is a little bit of a troublemaker. I decided to do an orange kitty. When I graduated from college and we had my graduation party at my house, it was in our garage. And I had, you know, family over, friends over, and this orange cat showed up and everybody gave her attention. She just showed up at our house. I don't know if she wandered over or if someone dropped her off. My mom has a farm, so sometimes people just leave cats. But anyway, she found us and she got so much attention that she decided we were her new family, and she stayed. She was a really sweet cat. Her name was Ginger. Ginger had white paws, and then soon after, Ginger really pretty quickly gave birth to some litters of kittens. And so we had like before my mom could even get her fixed, she got pregnant again and had another litter. So really short period of time. We even had to like eyedropper feed the second batch of kittens. So the first batch of kittens was 6, 2 cream kittens and 4 orange. And then the second batch was all orange. So, and that was 5 kittens, I think. So we had like 11 kittens in a short period of time. We had one time I looked out the window and the patio by the barn, because we have barn cats, was just littered with cats. Like orange cats dotted it was awesome. So we'd never had, in all the years we've had cats, we'd never had an orange cat. And this was our first. And then after that, we've had a lot of orange cats. And we just lost Ginger this year. She was 16 or 17. That's pretty good for a barn cat. She really lived a long life. She was an awesome cat. So this is kind of a appreciation of Ginger, our cat. And my mom has a couple of other orange cats that were her kittens, one from each litter, Muffin and Pumpkin. So that's the story behind the orange kitty. And of course, I'm a big fan of cardinals, so I included some cardinals, some squirrels. The squirrel, the one in his hands, was originally part of the design, and then I just kind of added some things as the design developed. And I really loved the church. The church has some fractional stitches in the top of the windows to make it rounded at the top. So there's one on each kind of corner of the window. And as you can see, there's a little bit of back stitching for the bird legs. And for the scarf, I just did some long and short stitches, which I've charted, but you can just, you know, kind of fill in as you see fit. I don't think you need to try to follow any kind of particular format for that. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's super cute and cozy and just kind of what I was looking for when I designed it. And this fabric is called Indigo. So it's a new color that I developed for this pattern. I think it's perfect. I had a lot of trouble at the beginning. My fabric was, you know, it's a cool toned color. Some of the flosses I was picking ended up just being a little bit too warm in tone. And I had to stitch and change out again and again and again, which was a challenge. So it didn't get stitched very quickly because I kept changing my mind. I just couldn't find this like light blue was super hard. And then the green, I kept getting like too yellow of a green. So that was a bit of a struggle for me. I changed the floss on those a few times. And at one point I called Weeks Dye Works and I was like, do you have flosses that are kind of like these DMC colors? And I got like really good customer service, and she sent me like pictures and gave me ideas, and she was super helpful. And then they sent me some flosses, and then afterwards I found out it was the owner of Weeks Dye Works that I'd been talking to. I didn't know. She didn't say her name on the phone, so I didn't realize until afterwards. She was great, and I had really good customer service from them, so that was a really good experience. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. So the new fabric is Indigo, and this is what it looks like in Lugana. So dyes up lighter in Lugana as always, almost always. Ada. Oops, and Lynn. So those are the bases that I have. So again, I stitched mine on 32, and you can see it comes out, you know, a decent size. I think this would also look really awesome as a pillow finish. I think it'd be super cute. And I debated whether to do it as a pillow or to do it framed, but ultimately I decided to do it framed. But it was a tough call. Is there anything else I want to say about the design? It's not coming to me if there is. Okay, so the floss. So in my Etsy shop, I have the pattern, both print and digital. The pattern is 4 pages. And I have the fabric available, and I have floss packs. Let me get that. Okay, so it comes with 7 skeins of overdyed floss, which are, oh, here's the pattern, by the way. Classic Colorworks Blackbird, Classic Colorworks Cupid, Weeks Dye Works Peacoat, Island Breeze, Daylily, Isla Morada, and Cypress. So 7 overdyed flosses, and then there are several DMCs as well. Let's see, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 DMCs. And I've included the DMC suggested substitute. And you're welcome to use those. One thing you should know, there isn't really an exact equivalent for like Peacoat, for example, which is what the roofs are stitched from. And you know, the Blackbird, there's not an exact equivalent. I tried to give what I thought would look good and look similar, but it won't look exactly the same. So that's fine. I just want you to know, like, sometimes there are just colors that don't translate. Like, there just isn't an equivalent. So I gave what I thought would give you a nice effect, but it won't look exactly the same. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything else I wanted to say about that? So I got the design framed. It was just like right before Christmas. I was getting ready to leave. And I'm finishing up the pattern. I'm trying to get it done before Christmas, like as quickly as possible, because I know there's going to be a delay, and I was hoping to get it done and ready to go this weekend. So I get the pattern finished up. I think it's like the day before I'm leaving for Michigan, and I even left a day late to have more time to get things done. I get the pattern finished up, and then I notice I changed the flosses are listed on the pattern in the order that they're used, so the most to the least. They had been, but then I looked and they weren't. And I was like, okay, well, whatever, I'll just leave it. And then I noticed in the chart that somehow there were these random stitches that weren't there before. And I was like, okay, fine. I guess I have to go redo this. So I'll fix the chart and I'll redo the order of the flosses. I go to open the chart and it's corrupted. Oh my God. So I had like an older version of the chart. But then I had to verify, like, you know, an older version, things are different. So I had to go through and check everything. And then it was just like, oh my gosh. So hours later, I had what I thought was a finished thing. But I was just too scared at that point to even trust it. So I'm like, I'm not sending this into the printer tonight. I'll wait. I'll go to Michigan. I'll look it over when I've had some time away from it. Which I did. I still found like a stray comma when I got the printed version. Oh well, there were a few things, but nothing important to the pattern that I'm aware of so far. So let's hope it stays that way. Yeah, so that was just like one of those things. It could have been worse, you know, but I don't know. I don't know what happened. They were very nice at Mac Stitch and tried to help me like recover the file, but I already had to just kind of like redo it. You know, they were very helpful, but I was just like, I kind of had to move on. And then because of the holidays, the printer was pretty slowed down. So I only just got the pattern yesterday night, and I ordered it like December 20th or something. So it just took a while. And it comes from across the country, so it takes a while to get here. So that's the story of the new pattern, So Many Friends. I hope you'll enjoy stitching it. Okay. Oops. Precarious piles. I received some gifts from, and cards, and just Christmas gifts in general. So let's look at those. And I purchased some things. So we'll kind of mix gifts, cards, haul. My boyfriend got me, as I said, my own copy of Frosty, which I'd been wanting. And I couldn't get this from the distributor. It's just been out of stock for a while. So it went on my wish list, and he got it for me. And he got me some scroll rods so that I can have more whips, which is awesome. Okay, what else? Oh, this is just kind of a funny, not stitching related gift from my sister. So I can indicate my mood. And then there's like information on the back. It's kind of funny. I used to have something, my friends and I used to have something like this in college. It was a magnet with a bunch of faces with different emotions and then a little square, and you could move it around to show which mood you had. So there's all kinds of expressions. So this was kind of a fun gift that my sister got for me for Christmas. Got some cards. This was from Patty. Thank you, Patty. And then, holy cow, Glinda made me this. Glinda lives in Pennsylvania too, if I remember correctly. Isn't that awesome? And I forgot the card. Okay, hold on. Isn't this tag the best? I put it on the tree with Elizabeth's ornaments. Ah! Thank you, Glinda. It's so awesome. Hopefully I'm not repeating anything. I think these are all new. This I got from Kim. Kim made this, and I found out that this was like limited edition Kim. So thank you, Kim, for making me one of the special people who got one. Beautiful. And this one is from Frankie. Frankie sent me a skein of Turkish Red, which is, excuse me, one of my favorite Weeks Dye Works flosses. So thank you. I assume that maybe we have similar taste and that that's your favorite too. This was from Elizabeth. Vintage Stitches. Thank you. This is from someone who does not do Flosstube. She is a friend of mine from blog days, Instagram. Her name is Pam. She's Gingerbread Snowflakes. Isn't this beautiful? It says it's an original watercolor, that's what this is taken from. And Pam is doing her first cross stitch with us for the Button Up Sal. So that's pretty awesome. Then Melanie sent me another card and another gift. She sent me my unicorn. I just about lost it. Oh, do you remember, if you've watched like me for a while, and I talked about Margaret Sherry and my love for Margaret Sherry. Melanie found this. This was my unicorn. She found this on eBay. Oh, it's so awesome. So I think, I've been debating, do I do the whole thing as one piece or do I do it as separate months? And I'm seriously thinking that I'm going to stitch each month separately and change it out. I think that would be really fun. I'm thinking of starting this in the summer when I have more time, possibly in May. So good. Thank you, Melanie. You made my day. And maybe my year. Okay, so there's that. What else? Okay, so I did pick up some flosses. The ones that I needed that were Gentle Arts for Jolly Happy Soul. So that when I get around to... I think these are the ones for Jolly Happy Soul. Yeah. When I get around to stitching it, I have some of them. I have some others in my stash and I need to go through, but these were ones I did not have. So I got those I stopped at the Crafty U in Ohio on my way to Michigan, which was a really nice treat, and it really made the trip a little bit less, you know, routine, because it's just a long drive and I've been doing it a long time. So that shop is amazing. It was really fun. And while I was there, I spied the model stitched up for this. I'll insert a picture here. That's the model. And I was like, I have to have that. But they didn't have this anymore. So they had little kits of the other Chessie and me's. They didn't have this one. So I happened to, when I got to Michigan, go on eBay, start looking for it. And I found it on eBay. And I won the auction. And then the cool thing was when it came in the mail, it came with a little card and it came with some tea, and it was from Shirley. Shirley is on Instagram and we're Instagram friends. So that was super cool. This is so adorable. So it comes with the fabric, and I assume that in there might be floss. I'm not sure because I didn't want to open it yet, but I will. So that was pretty exciting. So that was a little bit of a purchase that I had. So the Crafty U is it's a beautiful shop. If you ever have a chance to go check it out, it's really nice. Very inspiring. And then, as I said, oh wait, let's try to keep it together here. I also got this at the Crafty U, Midnight Ride. I wasn't sure if I didn't have this. I really need to update my X-Stitch app. Desperately. It used to be that I could remember really well, but as my stash has grown and I'm getting older, the line between I really want that and I have that has blurred. Blurred more. So yeah, super excited about that because, you know, if you've been watching for a while, that I heart Halloween. Okay, so as I said, on Christmas Eve, we went to the antique shop and I found this kit, this old kit. It was originally $6. I think I got it for $5 or $3 or something. It comes with, whoops. Let's go. 7-count Flosstube. And the DMC flosses. I don't know, I'm assuming this is supposed to be a pillow, but I didn't investigate too much. And then it comes with 3 Prairie Schooler Santas. So that was pretty cool. I was super happy to come across that. We had a really good shopping day there. Yeah, we just found all kinds of awesome stuff. And then I went to a thrift shop in Battle Creek, Michigan. This one has, my mom knew I would like it. It has really good, like the most amazing craft supply section of any thrift store, Goodwill, whatever. I don't remember the name of it, sorry. I can find out if you need me to. But I found tons of seam binding. I bought, I don't even know how many packages of seam binding so that I can do some ruched ribbon around pillows. It was amazing. For like, I don't know if they were 25 cents each. Yeah. And then I found, and I probably could have gotten more. I should have gotten more. They had a lot of old just cross-stitch magazines. So first, this has been on my, this is not cross-stitch, obviously. This has been on my wish list of a book I'm interested in for years for quilting, and this was $1, so can't beat $1. I've only done reverse applique like one time, just in a technique class, and I wanted to learn a little bit more about it so that when it's appropriate, assuming I ever have time to get back to applique, that I can do that. So that was cool. And then I got some old, I decided for the just cross stitch to just get some of the older issues, but not all of them. So this is 1990. And 1994. But they had old ornament issues and some old other issues. There was one other issue I was looking for I didn't see. I mean, just an amazing, they had like knitting books that were actually like good knitting books, not like lame ones, and crochet and quilting and cross stitch. It was just awesome. Awesome. Tons of crochet hooks, tons of knitting needles, tons of hoops. Did not see any Duchess hoops. I examined. Yeah, it was great. Zippers, buttons, everything, any old thing that you could possibly want. It was really cool. Then my mother had this in her stash and she asked if I wanted it, and I was like, yeah. So cute. So she destashed this. She passed the stash to me. It would be fun to do one of the little motifs on the back sometime in the near future. Oh, so cute. All right. Yesterday I went down to Altoona, and then I went to Bedford, Pennsylvania. There's a really good tavern in Bedford called Jean Bonnet Tavern. It's really old. Like late 1700s, possibly a little bit before the founding of the country, the establishment of the United States. It was apparently a fort area. Like Bedford, I guess, was a fort. Anyway, not the tavern, but the tavern was there. The tavern is said to be haunted. I don't know if it's haunted, but it has really good food. And so we ate there just for kicks, and it was a delicious dinner. And it was just fun to kind of do something different. So we went to Altoona, and then we went past Altoona to Bedford. And then there's an amazing, there's springs there, and there's an amazing, huge hotel, like resort. And we drove there, and it was all lit up for Christmas still. It was stunning. So I'll insert a video at the end of us driving through, and you'll hear my boyfriend making up a song that he's singing along, because he likes to do that. Anyway, as we were going to Altoona, I had to get this at the cross stitch store, more stitches, because Helen had it, and then I saw someone else stitching it, and I was like, especially this part here, I love. And I also think that that is awesome. Like, yes, let's put a mouse right there. Why not? That's a great idea. I love that. It's awesome. Prairie Schooler's the best. So, funny story. If you remember a few videos back, I shared the window with the shutters, and then in the last video I told you how I found another one. Since then, I've found 2 more. So like that window and I were meant to be together, because clearly if I keep finding it. So I found one in Michigan in Battle Creek, and then I found another one last night in Bedford. So if you ever need one of those windows, just take me antique shopping with you and I will make it happen. Okay. Super weird. Lastly, prepare for more cute overload. I got this. I'd seen this show up here and there, and but I think I saw the French version, and I had the French version saved. I actually asked for it for Christmas, like you can get it from Japan. And I can't blame anyone for not wanting to get this for me from Japan, because it would take too long by the time I sent out my wish list. But I decided I really needed this, and then I came across the English version. I ordered mine on Etsy from TheSurgeonsKnots, and she sent it really quickly. And you can get this on Amazon too. It's amazing. Prepare to be overwhelmed by the cuteness. I'm going to give you a little flip through, because it just needs to happen. So there's an advent calendar for one, which if you know me, you know how I feel about a series. Okay. I won't show you like every page because, you know, you got stuff to do. But look at that snowman. Ugh. Yeah. I do really kind of want to show you every page, but I won't. I'll hold off. The donkey. That donkey, I need that in my life. Yep. Seriously, people. Get this book. I noticed Jan was mentioning this. It's by, I hope I don't screw up her name too much, Veronique Anjanger. Anjanger. It's been a long time since I took French. I only took a semester. And I took it in 2.5 weeks. It was a really intensive class. So I have vague memories of pronunciation rules, but not very clear ones. Anyway, Jan was talking about getting some books from this designer. And then I think Lisa, Kindred Stitcher, she and I were talking about it. And she was just showing in her last video, I think, I don't know if it was this book or some other thing by Veronique. I feel like my mom, I need to use my face to keep the book open. I think my mom needs this mouse pair. I think I'm just giving you a flip through of the whole thing. I hope you don't mind. You can fast forward if you don't want to watch this part. It's just turned into an impromptu flip through because I can't help myself. You understand, right? Where to start? I don't know. Leah Noel suggested I start with the Happy New Year one, but I probably won't start immediately. The Happy New Year one hasn't, I don't think I've come upon that one yet. Here's what the Advent calendar looks like all together. I noticed number 10 is a steer. They forgot to stitch the 10 on it, but in the chart it has 10. I would do something like that too. I would forget that. This beautiful alphabet. Here we go. Here's the New Year one. And look at that line of tiny knits. Ah, it looks just like what I did for Christmas. Yep. Okay, is that all? Yes, that's all. So this is in English. You can buy it in French if you want it in French too. It's awesome. And then I've been following this designer's hashtag on Instagram. And the Japanese stitchers and some of the like Russian stitchers, I think, have been doing her other stuff. There's some other really cool, like some kind of greeting card thing that's like $40. It's awesome though. And then there's this other one that I want. It's also $40. So that's not happening anytime soon. But maybe like if I save up $5 a month for a year, I can get that or something. I don't know. But more cuteness. And someone commented to me on Instagram, like, there's a lot of color changes, and I had noticed that, so I knew that these were not going to be fast stitches at all, but they would be fun. So I don't know when that's going to happen, but it will happen. Okay, I think that's all of this. I want to show you one other thing that I got. I was ordering trims because I'm trying to finish up another design, my Valentine's design, and I thought I wanted to do pom-pom trim. I was thinking of maybe doing the ruched ribbon, but I think the pom-pom trim is going to look better. So I just ordered and got from SugarPinkBoutique these awesome trims. This rickrack is fuzzy. Look how she tied everything with a bow. I got these because I thought they'd be cute, like to finish an ornament. Another rickrack trim. This is like a gingham ribbon. Seriously, check out her shop. All these pom-pom trims. I kind of threw these back in the bag because I was auditioning them. She shipped really quickly. I had these within a couple of days, and they're beautifully packaged. So if you're looking for trims, that would be another option for you. What am I gonna start next? Well, when I finish Happy Christmas, I'm going to start January. And I'm going to do the sampler. This is going to go on the window with the mirror and the shutters. And I'm going to change January to winter. I'm contemplating, I haven't had a chance to chart it out yet. I'm contemplating using a darker color. Like this is, I think it's red. There's a little bit of red and then brown in the lettering. I'm contemplating using maybe the dark blue up there. I don't know. I'm going to play around with that. So it's going to say winter, and then I'll leave it up for a very long time because winter lasts forever here. And then I'm going to use macchiato, 32 count macchiato, which is one of my fabrics, to stitch it on. And I think that transitions me to my shop. So I don't know exactly when I'm starting this, but I'm hoping for about January 15th-ish when I finish Happy Christmas. So, I have one copy of Button Up left in my shop. I have Snow Day and Macchiato in my shop, which you could stitch Button Up on. January is in my shop, and you could stitch that on Macchiato if you're interested. In addition, I've got some cute Just Another Button Company pins. So I have additional sets of Warm and couple of these pin minis. I'd gotten them a few months ago and I decided to get them again because they're just so cute. So those are in the shop. I will have another shop update towards the end of the month with my Valentine's Day design, and I'll have some more goodies along with that, some other couple other patterns that are sort of Valentine's themed, and just some other kind of goodies and my design. So I'm really excited about that too. It feels like that's everything, and I hope so. I hope I didn't forget anything. But it feels like I'm forgetting something. I don't know. Oh, Kaylee had asked, so when I released my Cardinal Noel, I mentioned that in the design there's these candy canes across the top, and that was kind of a memory of walking through Bronson Park in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and the candy canes being overhead. So I went to Bronson Park and I videoed walking through the candy canes. It's not as ornate as it used to be at Bronson Park. There used to be more decorations than there are now, so it wasn't quite as good as I remembered it, but the candy canes were still good. So I'll have that at the end of the video, along with the quick little video of Bedford Springs, the spa. And I guess I'm not doing it from the archives this time because this is enough. Okay, well, thank you if you hung in this long, and if you didn't, I understand why. If you'd like to sign up for my newsletter, that's where I first list anything that's new in the shop. So that's the first way, the best way to get notifications. The link is listed in the comments below my video. You can copy it and paste it and sign up. I only send 1 or 2 emails a month. I don't spam you. And again, that's where it goes first. After there, then it goes to social media and the video. But so I wanted to let you know about that. Now this is really it. At last, I am saying goodbye. Thank you. I hope you have a great few weeks, and take care. Happy stitching.